Fantastic. Hello and welcome to today, everyone. So my name is Noel Thomas. I'm the Creative Director and one of the founders of CA3. We are a creative agency that helps our clients engage with talent through fantastically compelling creative communication. So why we're here to talk about onboarding? Well, about 4.5 years ago, we also introduced to the world the technology product Eli, which helps organisations onboard people and set them up for success. And we've already heard quite a lot of talk about onboarding today already, thanks to Dean. And it's something that's very, very close and passionate to our heart, because we believe it can be done better, and we can believe it'd be much more engaging and much, much better for organisations out there. So why aren't everyone, jumping on the bandwagon and doing and improving their onboarding experience? Well, stats like this you see day in, day out. Again, Dean, I think had one up there, which was $18,000 to replace a new employee that is onboarding there. I think no matter where these stats come from, however recognised the authority, I think the top one up there, which springs out, the 82% retention improvement, is from Glassdoor. No matter where you see these, it's very hard for you to attribute them to your organisation. So what we wanted to do today, with the help of Sonia here, is give you an idea of why you should bother, why you should not only improve your onboarding experience, but the benefit you can go back to your business and say you're going to actually receive. So I'd like to introduce you to Sonia, former Global Head of Talent for Rolls Royce, who's going to talk to you about why she bothered.
Thank you, Noel. Thanks. Hi, everyone. So Rolls Royce have been on quite an incredible journey in the onboarding space over the last few years, and I'd like to share that with you today. But why don't we start with, who are Rolls Royce? One of the world's leading technology companies, a brand built on innovation and excellence. 50,000 employees, over 50 countries. With that kind of legacy comes a lot of complexity. And with a brand built on innovation and excellence, you would expect the onboarding to reflect that. Our new joiners were starting and they were thinking, I'm joining Rolls Royce, I'm going to get slick, digital, innovative. But what they found was quite the opposite. So in our business at that time, we had no strategy for onboarding. Every country managed or didn't manage onboarding in their own way. Everything was manual, complex, confusing. A really great, or probably quite bad, example was here in the UK, our biggest hiring country, emails would get sent out with 16 separate attachments. Some of them were out of date. Everything had to be printed, manually completed, wet signatures. It was confusing. Our people told us, we're wasting the rainforest with these piles of paper. This picture on the slide, taken by an actual candidate of the piles of paper to really show us how that felt for them. They told us, you're wasting all the blue ink in my printer. They told us, we don't know where to start. And so we were investing all this time, effort, budget in finding this great talent, but we had a sink or swim mentality. We weren't setting them up for success. Our business thought, onboarding, that's an HR process. It's an HR responsibility. And actually, onboarding was so bad, it was identified as one of our top 10 worst processes across our whole global business. We knew that it was damaging our brand, and we knew that we needed to take action. And so, back in 2016, it was slated as an HR blue chip, a strategic deliverable to conduct a complete global transformation. And that's where the journey began. But for us, it wasn't about a sticking plaster, because back then the whole model was built on sticking plasters. It was about looking out to the market. What does market leading look like? And that's where we should be going. We've got the brand. And this was the aspiration we shaped. And I sat down with Mary, our CHRO at the time, and shared this with her. She provided full support and buy-in. And that top-down support would be critical. But interestingly, when my team and I shared this aspiration more widely across our HR teams, we heard, that can't be done. We've tried that before. You'll soon see what things are like around here. Have you heard about the Rolls Royce pace? And we realised we had this culture of acceptance in a business where it's been traditionally difficult to drive change. However, my team listened, we acknowledged, and we smiled, and we knew we were going to completely ignore it. So what was our approach? Well, discovery, that's where we started, internally and externally. Internally, we asked our people, what works, what doesn't work, what would you like to see? We shaped surveys for our hiring managers and our candidates in such a way that we still actually ask those same questions today to track back against that baseline for great data. We held focus groups. We looked at particular areas like early careers. Externally, we really wanted to understand, what does best practice look like? We held a think tank in London, and we had 18 global organisations come and join us to talk about onboarding, the likes of IBM, AstraZeneca, Siemens, Boeing, Bank of America. And what was great about that session is it was a real sharing of pain, because it doesn't really matter what industry you're in. When it comes to delivering a great onboarding experience, we all face the same challenges. It's tough to get right. We had some best practice case studies. We looked at the role of technology. It was a really successful session. And from all of that discovery, we shaped our key design principles. Simplification. This transformation was as much about getting rid of what we don't need as creating what we do need. So all of that legacy complexity, we went into negotiations with the owners of all of those processes, all of those forms, to understand, what is the outcome you're looking to achieve here? How can we work together to ensure compliance, but also shape a streamlined, automated solution with the candidate experience at the core? Communication. We wanted to do something never done before in our business. We knew that our change in comms strategy would be critical. This would be the differentiator. This was a huge sales pitch to our business. We needed to show them, not just tell them. So we shaped innovative, punchy, digital and visually led messaging to really get that message across to the business, for them to understand the benefits to not only the new joiners and us as a business, but to them as hiring managers and their teams, if we got this right. And collaboration. Again, an approach never seen before. We knew that if we tried to just create something here in the UK and roll it out, that wouldn't give us the results that we were looking for. We needed to design with our people, not for our people. So we mobilised a cross-functional global team across HR and IT to work together to shape one consistent, seamless global solution, fused with the human touch, that we could also tailor locally to allow for legal, compliance, even cultural variances in the countries. So what did the journey look like? So we kicked off in 2016, shaped that strategy, shaped that plan, mobilised that global team. We needed to get our teams inspired and engaged and quickly believing that it could be done. We had that year a much higher volume of exec new joiners joining our business. So Mary tasked us with doing a complete transformation for the new execs as quickly as we could. And that's what we set about doing. That meant changing everything. And to give you another example, at that point, in the UK, we still had male and female versions of contracts. We had an awful lot of work to do. So out came the Visio, we process mapped, we worked with all of those stakeholders and teams across HR, and in the September, we launched our new solution for exec, a new website, a simple creative site that hung off our careers site, exec guidebooks, toolkits, buddy solution, toolkits for managers and buddies, welcome cards, and a governance model that sat over the top. We launched that, and it was incredibly successful with great feedback. So we then took that solution, reworked it to fit the rest of our business, and we rolled that out across key regions. Again, great feedback, and accompanying that was a great comms campaign. And from there, we set about going truly digital, and that meant picking up all of this great new content, that great process, and building a digital solution with a tool integrated with Workday, and all of the fun and games that come along with these technology integrations that you'll know and understand, because when we first met with our IT decision makers and told them and showed them what we wanted to do, they said, yes, that's amazing, but it's never been done in Rolls-Royce before. This can't happen. You'll never meet the stringent security requirements in our government contracts. And my team set about proving at every step and with every challenge, yes, we can. So to give you a flavour of that new digital experience, here it is. So it starts right at the very beginning when that vacancy is raised and the recruiter talks to the hiring manager about our business commitment to onboarding. This is where the sales pitch begins. It talks about their responsibilities. And then when that candidate is identified, that's where the digital process kicks in. And the candidate, the hiring manager, the buddy, all getting access to the innovative, personalised digital tool, working in collaboration before day one to make the new joiner feel welcome, make them feel part of the team, with messaging functionality that works like WhatsApp, everyone knowing what they need to do and having everything at their fingertips. With a governance model, making sure that everything works. But how does this feel for a new joiner? Let's take a look.
JoinRollsRoyce.com is pioneering the way we bring new people into the business all over the world. How? By setting them up for success.
That journey starts with a simple email and a very warm welcome. JoinRollsRoyce.com will deliver a personalised onboarding experience to every new employee, with content tailored around their role, location, grade, even language. It's an immersive digital platform designed to embed them into our culture and prepare them for work at one of the most famous names and admired brands in the world. There's even a social wall where they can be, well, social. The tool encourages conversation with their manager and buddy, helping them feel like part of the team before day one, and provides everything they need in one place to set them up for success in their new role. There's also bespoke content and checklists for managers and buddies to ensure they embrace their role in the onboarding process and are supported throughout. All of this combines to deliver an exceptional experience our new talent will never forget.
And so after such a huge transformation, what results have we seen? Well, the experience has been completely transformed. Let's talk about our employee experience. So if we go back to those surveys that we shaped at the beginning, where we ask our new joiners to rate the joining experience, to rate the company, we ask our managers, have they got the right tools and support to provide a great onboarding? From launch, our scores shot up and a year on have remained consistent. And our managers, from 65% feeling they have the right tools and support to in the 90s. So absolutely where we wanted to be. We've had really great engagement with the digital experience from the beginning. Over 4,500 people have gone through that new joining experience. 85% are accessing the tool, spending a really good amount of time on site. And we actually asked them to rate the content on every single page so that we can really understand, are we getting it this right? And at 4.8 out of 5, we know right now we're doing pretty well. We've been lucky enough to really receive significant recognition from our industry since we launched, which has been just so rewarding for the teams who have worked so hard to get us here. And of course, delivering efficiencies is important for all of our businesses. And through automating manual processes in HR alone, in the first year, we made a time saving of 3 months in our global HR teams, which the teams are then able to reinvest back into value-add activities. But for us, the most important measure of success is our new joiners. What do they say? What do they feel? They tell us about the innovative and informative digital experience, the welcoming environment and supportive teams, that personalised human touch. And if we think back to that huge pile of forms and that bold aspiration that so many people said couldn't be done, we absolutely feel that we've met our goal, and finally our joining experience reflects our brands, reflects our values.
So, one of the key things we look at when we're starting any project, in order to get results like Sonia's experienced at Rolls Royce, is what do you want to get out of that onboarding experience? What do you want to drive by that? So effectively defining what good looks like for you. Now we're going to go into more top tips or secrets of success in a second, but once you've defined what good looks like for you, we can work with you to help you deliver what's good. So for RBS, who's another one of our clients, one of the big things they wanted to reduce, specifically in their graduate cohort, was dropout before day one. So we worked with them to help them build a community, which the graduates became part of about 6 or 7 months before they even started, ways for them to engage together, feel like they're part of the team before day one, and that resulted in that reduction in their dropout. They're now at 14.5%, which is about 6% below the industry average, which is fantastic for them. Police Now, another one of our clients, for them it was key that their candidates passed the pre-learn assessment. They couldn't go on to become police officers if they didn't do that. So their onboarding portal is about making sure that they're ready for that. And 100% of candidates passed this year, or last year's intake. And then finally, Aviva. Aviva was purely about employee engagement. They wanted to make sure that people had that fantastic, engaging start to their career. And 83% of those new starters in their survey voted their onboarding experience as good or above. And even better, 93% would refer them or, as an employer of choice. So once we know what you're aiming for, we can work with you to help define and deliver those benefits. But how do we get there? Well, we thought we'd go into a few of the secrets of success that we both feel fit this list.
Absolutely. So, number one, really important, shape a compelling vision. Dream big and be bold. Get your teams engaged and inspired with strong leadership. And don't let anyone tell you it can't be done. Number two, choose the right partner. And that's going to really depend on what you're looking for within your business, as Noel said. So the right technology, but also the right ways of working. Are they going to be able to work with you in true partnership to get you where you want to be? And adopting that one team mentality will deliver maximum benefits for you.
And I think it's very true, because Eli really is designed to leverage the power of your employer brand and people. At CA3 being a creative agency, it allows you to deliver that really immersive and high-touch experience. Other systems that I won't mention here might focus more on the process side of stuff. So it's about understanding what's right for your business, what's going to work best for you, and indeed the people that you're trying to engage with and on board at the same time. And collaboration, as Sonia's already mentioned a few times in her earlier presentation, is so key. Internally, HR, it can't just own this. It has to be owned by IT, by procurement, by the payroll, anyone that's involved in that. Engage with them early on. Get them to buy into your vision, your aspiration. And that process will be so much easier. And then beyond the internal audience, externally, I know in the process we were involved on all the calls with Workday, with Rolls Royce RPO, making sure that everyone knew what the vision was and how we could together deliver it.
And one final point on collaboration. Remember, as HR functions, we're greater than the sum of our parts. Really important. Number 4, data, data, data. Take the time at the start to build strong foundations that's going to give you the data you need now and in the future, because that will pay dividends. Number 5, challenge everything. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. All of those forms, all of those processes that have been in place forever, that everyone honestly believes needs to be there for legal, compliance, policy purposes. But often you'll find if you take the time to dig and pick, it can be just a case of perception over reality built up over time, and there may well be a better way. Number 6, keep the faith. Delivering a successful transformation is not easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it. And you may find yourself partway through in the middle of what feels like complete carnage thinking, why are we doing this again? But stay focused, keep your teams engaged on that end goal, and just know it will be worth it in the end.
And then finally, when you've got there and you've got this amazing, immersive, high-touch experience, don't stop. You know, how can you make sure that it continues to evolve, continues to deliver the sort of exceptional experience that you want? We obviously take a lot of that data that Sonia's talking about, we gather that all the time and analyse it. We take direct feedback on the site. We get to understand your business, both now and in the future, and your talent recruitment plans for the future, so that we can make sure that the system is continually delivering, continuously evolving, and that can be anything from the contents on it, but also to updates to the system itself, so that it's delivering and doing what you need it to do. So keep on going and keep on making it brilliant. So those are our 6 success. Hopefully today we've given you enough ammo for you to think about not only how you could introduce a fantastic onboarding experience to your business, but enough results that when someone asks you why should we bother, you've got the right answers for them. So thank you very much.